plenty here. What's everybody? It's Bear with bearindependent.com, and we're at Sam's Club looking around, seeing what they have. Lots of bleach, lots here. So got 2 things of bleach, 4 things of corn, 4 things of green bean, 12 cans of chicken, and 2 cases of sweet peas. Currently, this place is stocked. Not an issue here in the Midwest so far. Cornstarch, yeast, salt, sugar, flour, baking soda, spices, vegetable shortening, cooking oils, vinegar, Bragg's, some more noodles. Pushing $700-ish right now. Okay, so no shortage of stuff here in the flyover states, at least my flyover state. I'll load this up. Got a call with a client coming up. I may run back inside of there and get another 500 pounds of rice, another 500 pounds of beans, because praise the Father I can. We've been busting our ass at our 3 different companies, trying to make sure that we have revenue to do stuff like this. And frankly, I took $1,000 out of savings to be able to do this. But I'm not concerned yet. I'm paying attention more because I think this DaBizzle virus, you know, the Asian large-scale respiratory disease, DaBizzle. I think that this DaBizzle virus is going to have a possibility of disrupting supply chains, and so here we go. Back for more, but see here, 44 for 50 pinto beans. Those were 30, so that's up 50%. 50s of rice, about $17. Still got lots of them. It's here, this place is full, but prices are up a little bit. Pinto's up 50%, so I was gonna get 500 pounds of those. I'm just gonna get 250 because that's $220 right there. And there we go. I'm gonna get probably 5 of these as well. My truck's already kind of squatting. So there's 500 pounds of bulk storage. Be about $1,000 today. Pulled out of savings to make this happen. Praise the Father that we had it there in the first place. And my wife just texted me, said, "Hey babe, I'm out of thumb drives," which means y'all been buying thumb drives from the web store. So thank you, I appreciate that. We got more coming from Wuhan, so we'll spray them down with thieves oil before we ship them. Shalom. Our thumb drives don't actually come from Wuhan. That was a joke. Please keep buying our stuff from the store. All right, I've probably got 1,000-ish pounds of payload in here right now for $1,000. $1,010 and change is what I spent. Praise the Father. Praise the Father, we had it to spend. To be clear, none of this stuff is technically stuff that we need to survive, but it's stuff I felt compelled, convicted to get. I'm glad we did. I can feel my truck squatting a little bit. It's just a lowly half ton, and it's letting me know right now that yes, it is just a lowly half ton. let's look at what I got subjectively. I got 250 pounds of beans, 250 pounds of rice. We already have a lot of beans and a lot of rice, but now we have more. So that's just longevity, that's depth. It's not any more width to our stores, that's depth, because we already have that. We already have everything that I already got. I just got more of it. So what we're getting here is depth, going deeper. Vinegar, what's vinegar good for? It's good for cleaning, it's good for cooking. Baking soda and baking powder, good for cleaning, good for cooking. Hershey's cocoa, because my wife likes it in her coffee. Yes. Sugar and flour, yep, for baking. I got 50 pounds of bread flour and 50 pounds of all-purpose flour. The reason for that is, while we have literal tons of wheat berries, it's a lot of work to grind that wheat into flour. Now, wheat berries will keep a long time, 20, 25 years, maybe longer, if stored properly, whereas flour won't. Flour doesn't last that long, but hey, it's already ground. Salt, got another 100 pounds of table salt. That's for seasoning food. You gotta have that sodium, but you know, it's iodized, so should you use it for canning or meat preservation? Probably not. But another 100 pounds of salt. You get 50 pounds per bucket on salt. Unlike grains, which is about 32, 33 pounds. And pasta, you get about 20 pounds per bucket. So salt, you get 50 pounds per bucket. So I need to get about another dozen buckets as well. I got 12 more pounds of elbow noodles because I thought they were a good deal. And I got 12 more pounds of wide egg noodles because we use that in our preps. We got 12 50-ounce cans. So if you're tracking, that's just over 3 pounds. So 36 pounds of chicken breast canned. We use that as part of our 7 meals method, and it's just good to have canned protein around. I got 4 flats of diced tomatoes, so 48 cans each of diced tomatoes, whole kernel corn, and green beans. What else did I get? We talked about the vinegar. I got Bragg's as well. And I got 4 gallons of cooking oil, just vegetable oil. And I got, and actually they might be bigger than a gallon. They're pretty big bottles. And I got 3 liters of olive oil, 6 gallons of bleach, 2 things, you know, 2 cases, 8 to a pack case of peas, young, small peas, and 2 cases of cream of chicken soup. And all of that is to add depth. And I think it's important to foot stomp. This is money that came out of savings for me. And I think, I don't know, but I think, based upon what I'm seeing in the world, I think maybe it's time to look at using some of your liquid assets to stock up, whatever that might be. Whatever liquid assets you have, not all of them. I'm not saying sell the farm or whatever, or drain your bank accounts, but, and not go crazy and buy everything, but to stock up. And so that's what I did. I increased the depth of our preps a good bit by taking some money out of savings. I'm deeply thankful that we had it in savings to do that with. We've been working really hard to replenish our savings accounts after our move to our homestead in eastern Oklahoma, and I'm just glad the money was there to act on the conviction to continue to stack food to the rafters. So I'm going to. I am not impressed with the price of the pintos, and I think the last time I bought rice there, I can't remember, but I think it was 12 bucks for a 50, not 16 or 17 bucks. So that's almost a 50% increase. We'll call it a 40% increase. And then pintos are up from 30 bucks a bag to 44 and change a bag. That's a 50% increase. That's big. And so the inventory is there for sure. I mean, I showed you guys the inside of that store. The inventory exists, but the prices are up. I think the prices were up on pretty much everything. So I'm not even going to like schedule this video. I'm just gonna upload it today, and we'll push it out today, because I think that there's a window of opportunity right now with this DaBizzle virus going around for you guys to get out and maybe make some moves pretty quickly. Christian at Ice Age Farmer was talking about this on his Patreon channel this morning. There's a window of opportunity. Travis at the Set Apart Homestead was talking about this on his YouTube channel this morning. There's a window of opportunity. Pastor Joe Fox at Viking Preparedness was talking about this on his Patreon channel yesterday. There's a window of opportunity that he is upping his threat level. And so the Spirit this morning said, hey, go get some stuff, boy. And I said, yes, sir. And so I did. We are also, thankfully, very deep on our sanitation stuff, on our medical supplies, and on our disinfectants, vitamins, minerals, essential oils, colloidal silver. We have all that stuff, praise the Father, and we have a good bit of it, praise the Father. And so I feel as good as one could feel about our position right now, given the assets that we have to deploy against it. So like I said, I am not personally draining my bank accounts to go buy everything that I can buy right now. But I am topping off my fuel on all my vehicles today. I'm going, like I said, I just dropped $1,010 on additional preps today. And I own a medical equipment company, right? We make trauma kits. We make bare facts and the bare minimum blowout kit. We make those. And so I have professional relationships with medical suppliers. And I have, in addition to buying what I needed to fulfill orders, I've been buying additional and things that you wouldn't necessarily have in kits like that, like masks, hand sanitizer, disinfectants, syringes, antibiotics, so forth and so on, in addition to what we already had. I've been stacking that stuff as deep as I can afford to right now as well. And to be clear, I'm not saying any of this in a braggadocious manner. I'm saying this because I want to show you what I'm doing, so that unlike many channels on the internet who blah, 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 blah all the time about preparedness, I can certainly be accused of blah, blah, blahing, but in conjunction with doing. And so I'm showing you what I'm doing. And if the Father convicts you to do, then I would implore you to go do while you can. I hope that this DaBizzle virus, this Asian respiratory infection syndrome, Aries, there we go. This Aries, Asian respiratory infection syndrome, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm hoping that it's nothing in the United States of America. I really want it to be nothing. But it's looking more and more every day like it could be something. Now, what can you actually do about it? Wash your hands. Use hand sanitizer. Like, wash your hands with hot water and antibacterial soap for at least 30 seconds. Wash them well. Use hand sanitizer. Cover your cough. Self-quarantine if needed. For real. Self-quarantine. Avoid people who are sick. Disinfect the hard surfaces in your home. Make sure that your immune system is strong and not compromised. You can start front-loading vitamin C and zinc right now. I've been doing that. Is what it is. Like, it's basic stuff at this point. And I think we could get to the point, CDC has said this, we could get to the point where there is community transmission, community level transmission. in which case self-imposed quarantine is going to be the strongest way to combat this. Thus, an additional $1,000 worth of preps. And if we never get to that point, and I hope we never do get to that point, but if we never get to that point, there's nothing here that we won't use in our daily lives. There's nothing here that won't live on a shelf for a year or two if I needed to. There's nothing here that's panic buying. I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't buy more body armor and beans, or I did buy beans, or bullets rather. I didn't buy a, $8,000 Scar Heavy with the Trigicon, blah, blah, blah. I didn't do that. I just got practical stuff in line with my decade plus of experience being into the preparedness community and the CDC recommendations. So that's what I would implore you to do as well, given you have the conviction to do so. Do not sell the farm or drain the 401k. But if you have some liquid assets, some money to work with, perhaps it's time. Perhaps it's time. I hope you found this beneficial. Thank you guys for being here. I always want to try and lead by example, show you guys what we do, and I really appreciate it. Shout out to our patrons. We could not and would not have a presence on YouTube if it was not for Patreon. Thank you guys very much. If you're interested in supporting the show, click the baby bear. It's $1 or more a month. 24 plus exclusive pieces of content per month at Patreon. Check out the store at bearindependent.com. My wife's running it. She's doing a great job. There's all kinds of cool swag there. Yeah, that's what I got. Shalom, y'all.